If you read the Psalms, you will understand Anna, the daughter of Phanuel of the tribe of Asher, praying in the temple for so many decades for the redemption of Jerusalem, the restoration of God's rule in Israel. Like Simeon, with whom she is paired, she is the faithful Israelite who never loses hope. The Psalms are filled with this hope for the return from exile and for the redemption of Israel. This is her prayer, the hope out of which she speaks. She has so much to tell us. Her name, Anna, means grace or favor. Her tribe, Asher, means happy and blessed. She prayed for the redemption of Jerusalem. Jerusalem always prominent in Luke's writings, where it all begins and ends, where the church is born. The pairing of a man and a woman is frequent in Luke's writings. Elizabeth and Zechariah, the women at the tomb, and the disciples on the road to Emmaus, although they may not have been all men, but rather a married couple, and obviously Mary and Joseph, who all stand side by side before God, who serve and believe and hope. Why did Luke choose a widow? In their culture, widows were utterly dependent on God and the community. We are told in some detail even how old Anna was, and no children are mentioned. Anna may have been quite old, but she was young in hope and faith. She had been watching and waiting a long time, and now the day had finally come. Although, like most women in the scriptures, her actual words are lost, this certainly elderly woman was the first to speak about the child, the first evangelist, the only woman in the Gospels called a prophet. How did she maintain her faith and hope over all those years? Surely it is the work of grace in her life, as it is in ours. She remained open to the possibility that God might do something new. Are we open as she was to God's ways, which are not our ways? She and Simeon, too, were open to God's gracious gift in a child. How a child could be the instrument of God's grace and redemption of Israel. How mysterious and how amazing that they recognized God's loving hand in the child. In some cultures, elderly people are reverenced for their wisdom and spirituality. Into the first centuries of the Christian community, widows indeed were honored and respected. They taught other women and even spoke in the assembly. But the surrounding culture overcame this original respect, as it overcame many of the original, more radical customs of the early church. Yet in Anna, we might have a trace of the ministry of widows in the early church, as she prayed in the temple, albeit in the outer court of the women. An elderly woman of deep faith and hope, who perceived in a child the redemption of Jerusalem. How amazing and how mysterious.